You and your brother both directly asked your dad not to marry Camilla.
Yes.
Why?
We didn't think it was necessary. We thought that it was going to cause more harm than good, and that if he was now with his person, that surely that's enough.
Prince William has just made his most shocking decision yet, and Queen Camilla is in tears. This move has rocked Buckingham Palace, deepening royal tensions and changing the future of the monarchy. What pushed William to take such drastic action? And why has it left Camilla so devastated? Stay tuned for the full story. The decision that shook the royal family. Prince William has always been known for his strong sense of duty, but his latest decision has left Buckingham Palace shaken, especially Queen Camilla, who was reportedly in tears. In a move that few saw coming, William made a bold leadership choice that has changed the internal dynamics of the royal family. The impact of his decision goes beyond family politics. It marks a shift in how the monarchy will operate under his future rule. His growing authority as Prince of Wales means he is no longer just a ceremonial figure. He is making real, difficult decisions that have consequences. This particular decision, however, has caused deep emotional distress within the royal household. Queen Camilla, who has worked hard to secure her place within the family, found herself personally affected by William's choice. Those close to the situation say she was visibly emotional, struggling to come to terms with the impact of his ruling. The question remains, what forced William's hand? Why was this decision necessary? And why did it leave Camilla so deeply affected? This isn't just a simple family disagreement. It's a moment that could define the future of the monarchy. To understand the weight of this moment, we must first explore the complicated relationship between Prince William and Queen Camilla, a dynamic shaped by history, loss, and years of quiet tension. The relationship between Prince William and Queen Camilla. William and Camilla's relationship has always been complex. It was never built on warmth, but rather on necessity and time. For years, William struggled to accept Camilla as a central figure in his father's life. He had grown up watching his mother, Princess Diana, suffer in a marriage where Camilla played a controversial role. As a child, he saw firsthand the pain his mother endured, and for a long time, he couldn't separate that from his feelings about Camilla. Even after Charles and Camilla married in 2005, William kept his distance. Their interactions remained polite, but never particularly close. Unlike Harry, who was more open to forging a relationship with Camilla, William remained reserved. Over time, they developed a mutual understanding. William accepted Camilla as his father's wife, and Camilla never tried to take on a motherly role in his life. Despite this fragile peace, underlying tensions remained. Camilla worked hard to gain William's trust, attending royal events alongside him and showing support for his causes. But deep wounds take time to heal, and their relationship has always been more functional than affectionate. As time passed, William's role in the monarchy grew stronger, and with it came greater responsibilities. His rise to power would soon put him on a collision course with Camilla. The turning point: William steps into power. Everything changed when King Charles III ascended the throne. With his father now king, William was no longer just an heir. He was an active leader shaping the monarchy's future. Upon becoming Prince of Wales, William inherited the Duchy of Cornwall, a vast estate worth billions. This gave him direct control over major financial and leadership decisions within the royal family. His role was no longer symbolic. He was making executive choices that impacted the monarchy's operations. Managing the duchy meant William had to review its financial records and ensure that everything was operating with integrity. He quickly took charge, prioritizing transparency and efficiency, something he had long believed the monarchy needed. His vision aligned with King Charles's push for a modernized and cost-effective royal family, but not everyone welcomed the changes. As William became more hands-on with decision-making, he started uncovering financial arrangements that had existed for years without much scrutiny. One of these arrangements involved Queen Camilla's inner circle, and it would lead to a decision that shook the palace to its core. William soon stumbled upon a financial controversy that involved Camilla's sister, one that he could not ignore, no matter how sensitive the situation was. The hidden controversy behind William's decision. What started as a standard financial review soon turned into a major dilemma for William. He had uncovered a situation that required action, but his decision would come at a personal cost. During his deep dive into the Duchy of Cornwall's financial records, William discovered a significant financial arrangement involving Camilla's sister, Annabel Elliot, a respected interior designer, had been on the duchy's payroll for nearly 20 years, receiving substantial payments for her services. While Annabel had indeed provided work, the scale of the financial arrangements raised serious concerns. The payments were large enough to spark speculation. Was this a case of legitimate business, or was it favoritism? While Camilla had always insisted her sister's role was justified, William saw a conflict of interest. As the future king, he had vowed to eliminate unnecessary royal expenses and ensure that the monarchy's finances were beyond reproach. But removing Annabel from the duchy's payroll wasn't just a financial decision, it was a deeply personal blow to Queen Camilla. Annabel had been her closest confidant for decades, and any move against her would feel like an attack on Camilla herself. To truly understand Camilla's reaction, we must first look at the powerful bond she shares with her sister and why this decision hurt her so deeply. Queen Camilla's deep bond with her sister. For Camilla, this wasn't just about money, it was about family. The decision struck at the heart of her closest and most trusted relationship. Annabel Elliot has been by Camilla's side through every chapter of her life. Unlike many royal spouses, Camilla never relied on a large group of advisors. She kept her inner circle small, and Annabel was always at the center of it. She helped Camilla navigate public scrutiny, supported her through the difficult years before she married Charles, and remained one of her most loyal allies. As an interior designer, Annabel played a key role in managing royal estates, helping to restore and modernize properties. Camilla had always defended her sister's involvement, believing that she brought valuable expertise to the table. To Camilla, Annabel wasn't just an employee, she was family doing her part to serve the crown. So when William made the decision to remove Annabel from the duchy's payroll, Camilla felt deeply hurt and betrayed. It wasn't just about the financial loss, it was about the message it sent. To her, it felt like William was dismissing Annabel's contributions and, by extension, undermining Camilla's judgment. But for William, this was never about personal relationships. It was about protecting the monarchy's integrity at any cost. William's justification. Why he had to act. William knew his decision would be controversial, but for him, it was the only option. Since stepping into power, William had made it his mission to modernize the monarchy. He was determined to cut unnecessary spending and eliminate financial arrangements that could be seen as favoritism. Keeping Annabel Elliot on the payroll, especially given her direct connection to the Queen Consort, posed a conflict of interest. William's decision was not meant to be personal, but he understood that it would be taken that way. He had discussed his plans with King Charles III, who shared his vision for a leaner, more transparent monarchy. The king agreed with the principle of William's decision, even though he was aware of the emotional fallout it would cause. For William, his duty to the crown had to come first. He had no choice but to enforce the same standards for all royal financial matters, regardless of personal ties. He knew it would strain his relationship with Camilla, but he also knew that failing to act would raise serious questions about his leadership. But while William stood firm in his decision, Camilla's emotional reaction sent shockwaves through the palace. The emotional fallout. Camilla's public reaction. The decision was made, but the consequences were immediate. Queen Camilla was deeply shaken. and the strain within the royal family became impossible to ignore. Reports from inside the palace suggest that Camilla was devastated upon learning that William had officially removed her sister from the duchy's payroll. While she understood his reasoning on a professional level, she couldn't help but see it as a personal betrayal. Annabelle had been a quiet but crucial presence in her life, and losing her role within the royal structure felt like an attack on their bond. Behind closed doors, Camilla was said to be visibly emotional, struggling to process what had just happened. Those close to her say she felt undermined, as if her influence within the monarchy had been diminished. While she had never expected to control financial matters, she had hoped that William would consider the emotional impact of his decision before taking action. Publicly, Camilla maintained a composed front, attending royal engagements as usual. However, body language experts noted a visible change in her demeanor. Her usually warm and confident presence seemed noticeably subdued. Meanwhile, King Charles III found himself caught between his wife and his son, forced to navigate a delicate balancing act. King Charles III caught in the middle. As tensions grew between Camilla and William, King Charles III found himself in an impossible position. Support his wife or back his son? Charles had always envisioned a modernized, financially responsible monarchy, and in principle, he agreed with William's decision. He understood that unnecessary spending needed to be cut, and that William's leadership style required making tough but necessary choices. However, he also recognized how deeply hurt Camilla was, and he did not want to see family relationships suffer over financial decisions. The king reportedly held private meetings with both William and Camilla, urging them to find common ground. He reassured Camilla that her role as queen consort remained respected and valued, while also expressing confidence in William's leadership. Despite his efforts to mediate, the situation remained tense. While Charles trusted William's vision for the monarchy, he could not ignore the emotional toll it was taking on his wife. He now faced the challenge of maintaining family unity while allowing William to lead without interference. But the conflict didn't just stay within palace walls. Other members of the royal family also had strong opinions on the matter. The royal family's divided response. William's decision sent ripples through the royal family, dividing members on whether his actions were justified or too harsh. Some within the palace fully supported William's move, believing it was a necessary step toward greater financial transparency. They saw it as a clear sign of his leadership, proving he was willing to make difficult decisions for the good of the monarchy. Many younger royals admired his commitment to modernization, seeing it as an effort to distance the family from past scandals involving financial favoritism. However, others viewed it differently. Camilla's closest allies within the family believed the decision was too severe, especially considering Annabelle's long-standing role. They felt the matter could have been handled with more discretion, possibly transitioning Annabelle out of her role over time rather than an abrupt removal. The situation highlighted a growing divide between the traditionalists, who preferred handling family matters quietly, and the reformists, led by William, who were pushing for a more accountable monarchy. But while the royal family debated behind closed doors, the British public had already made up their minds about William's decision. The public reaction: support for William's leadership. Outside the palace walls, the British public overwhelmingly sided with William, praising his commitment to integrity and financial responsibility. Many viewed his decision as a long-overdue step toward eliminating royal excess. The idea of a modern, streamlined monarchy appealed to those who had grown weary of taxpayer money funding questionable financial arrangements. Public opinion polls showed that a majority of Britons supported William's efforts to make the monarchy more transparent. However, Camilla's supporters saw things differently. They felt that William had been too cold in his approach, showing little regard for family relationships. Some argued that Annabelle's role had been legitimate, and that removing her so suddenly was unnecessarily harsh. The media also played a role in shaping public perception. Some outlets framed William as a strong, decisive future king, while others portrayed Camilla as a victim of palace politics. The story dominated headlines, fueling ongoing debates about whether William's modern vision would strengthen or fracture the royal family. As the media frenzy intensified, speculation grew over the power struggle between William and Camilla, with the press seizing every detail to paint a dramatic narrative. The media frenzy, speculation on royal power struggles. The British tabloids had a field day, spinning the story into a royal showdown between the future king and the queen consort. Sensational headlines painted William as ruthless, suggesting he was beginning to assert dominance over the royal family. Others suggested Camilla felt humiliated and sidelined, reigniting old tensions about her position within the monarchy. Some reports claimed this was an early sign of deeper power struggles within Charles's reign. Was William starting to reshape the monarchy in his image, even before officially taking the throne? Was Camilla's influence being intentionally reduced? The press also began drawing comparisons to past royal conflicts, most notably the tensions between Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth II's advisors, where Philip often found himself at odds with the monarchy's internal decision-makers. The current narrative suggested a modern-day version of those past struggles. But, as the media dissected every detail, one person remained notably calm and measured throughout it all: Catherine, the Princess of Wales. How Catherine, Princess of Wales, responded. While William and Camilla were at odds, Catherine took on the role of a quiet mediator, supporting her husband while maintaining diplomacy. Catherine has always believed in a modern and transparent monarchy, and she fully backed William's decision. She agreed that financial accountability should come before personal relationships, even when those decisions were painful. However, she also understood the emotional toll it took on Camilla, and she urged William to handle the fallout with sensitivity. Behind the scenes, Catherine remained a calming presence, encouraging William to keep communication open with Camilla rather than letting resentment build. She also kept her own relationship with Camilla neutral and professional, ensuring that their personal interactions weren't affected by the financial dispute. Though Catherine wasn't directly involved in the decision, her influence was felt. Her ability to navigate tense situations with grace helped keep tensions from escalating further. But despite Catherine's efforts to ease the situation, William and Camilla's relationship would never be quite the same. The long-term impact on William and Camilla's relationship. William's decision didn't just spark a temporary conflict. It created a lasting shift in his relationship with Camilla, one that may take years to repair. For years, their dynamic had been built on mutual respect rather than deep affection. William had accepted Camilla's role in his father's life, but he had never fully embraced her as a maternal figure. This decision only widened that emotional gap. Trust between them had been shaken. And while they would continue to work together as senior royals, there was now an unspoken tension. Camilla, once feeling secure in her place as queen consort, now sensed a shift in power. William's decision showed that he was fully stepping into his future role as king, making choices that prioritized the monarchy over personal relationships. It also suggested that Camilla's influence, which had grown significantly since Charles became king, was now being subtly reduced. Moving forward, William and Camilla would have to navigate a delicate balance, maintaining public unity while privately working through their differences. While neither would allow personal disagreements to interfere with royal duties, their relationship had fundamentally changed. But beyond their personal rift, William's decision signaled something even bigger: the beginning of a major transformation in the monarchy itself. What this means for the future of the monarchy. The fallout from William's decision wasn't just about family. It was a clear sign that the monarchy is entering a new era of leadership. William has long expressed his vision for a leaner, more modern monarchy, one that eliminates unnecessary spending and avoids even the slightest perception of favoritism. By removing Annabel Elliot from the royal payroll, he sent a strong message. Financial accountability comes first, no matter who is involved. This marks a significant departure from past royal traditions, where family members and close friends often benefited from royal connections, proving that his leadership will focus on transparency, efficiency, and public trust. His growing independence also signals that he is preparing for his future role as king. While Charles is still very much in charge, William's willingness to make difficult decisions shows that he isn't waiting in the shadows. He is already shaping the monarchy in his own way. This moment has raised an important question. Will Charles continue to support William's reforms, or will he step in to protect old traditions and personal loyalties? The answer could define the next phase of his reign. But before the monarchy can move forward, the immediate challenge remains. Can William and Camilla mend their fractured relationship? The next steps. Can the royal family heal from this? Now that the decision has been made and the tensions have surfaced, the royal family must find a way to move forward. But can the wounds from this conflict truly heal? William has always been known for his pragmatic approach to leadership, but even he understands the importance of maintaining family unity. Though he stood by his decision, sources suggest that he may extend an olive branch to Camilla in the coming months. Camilla, on the other hand, must come to terms with the fact that the monarchy under William will be different from the one she has known. While she will always have a respected role as queen consort, her influence over financial and structural decisions is likely to decline. King Charles, caught in the middle, will have to balance both sides, supporting his son's leadership while ensuring that Camilla feels valued and respected in her position. How he navigates this delicate situation could impact the monarchy's internal stability moving forward. The British public, meanwhile, will be watching closely. William has positioned himself as a leader, willing to make tough choices, and many see this as a step toward a stronger, more accountable monarchy. But only time will tell whether this decision strengthens or weakens the royal family from within. What do you think? Did William make the right call? Or did this decision cause unnecessary tension? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more royal updates.